Hello, I'm Dan Conway and I'm Chief Executive of the Publishers Association, and I'm hugely delighted to be introducing our first ever People of Publishing campaign.
My name is Delana Spencer. I'm a Senior Commissioning Editor for Books Editorial at Sage Publishing.
Hi, I'm Maria Garbett-Lacero, Publicity Director at Scepter.
Hi, I'm Sabi Kaur-Javanji and I am a Senior Product Manager at Sage Publishing.
Hi, I'm Yassine Belkacemi. I'm an Editorial Director at John Murray Press.
Hi, my name is Rachel Martin. I'm the Global Director of Sustainability at Elsevier.
My name's Isha Bra. I'm Editorial Director at Knights Of.
I'm Peter Nightingale and I'm the Contracts, Rights and Translations Director of Bookouture, the digital division of Hachette UK.
Publishing in the modern world has never been so important. With the People of Publishing campaign, we really wanted to take a moment to celebrate those people who are doing really unique, innovative, exciting things within our industry. And when you look at the list of those people, you can only come to the conclusion that the future of publishing is very bright indeed.
Not the best at feeling spotlighted, but actually I've let this kind of warm glow kind of go over me.
It feels very encouraging, because when you are advocating for change or doing something that's, a little unexpected, it can feel like an uphill battle. So I think that this campaign is helpful to know that we're on the right track and that people are receptive to what we're doing.
What's most important to me is that other people who look like me can see me.
It's really important to really share about your experiences, because that's what is going to ultimately help make our industry more diverse, more inclusive, and really helps to improve that sense of belonging that we're all looking for as well.
For me, it was working with Helena Lee on the Eastside Voices collection. It was this first of its kind anthology bringing together the brightest East and Southeast Asian voices in the UK.
I commissioned a new series for the teacher market called the Little Guide to the Teacher series. I think seeing the success of that has really made me feel like I'm an editor.
Getting the job of Editorial Director at Knights Of. I started as a creative access intern about a decade ago, in rights actually, and then I transitioned over into an editorial job until I ended up at Knights Of. This job was full creative freedom, being able to work with whoever I felt needed the space, who had a voice, who had something to say.
I was really lucky to be part of the team that launched the SDG Publishers Compact, which took those abstract concepts of climate change or inclusion and diversity into 10 concrete steps that any organisation could take.
Well, I think that everything I do in my role is actively trying to change the landscape of children's books. I always want to make sure that the authors and creators and illustrators that I work with are treated as people rather than commodities.
It felt like we weren't making a very intersectional approach when looking at representation and diversity. So I started these groups with colleagues to give people from those communities a space to really talk about what their experiences were within publishing.
One of the things that I sort of came up with was the Diverse Future Leaders scheme. I was kind of like, oh, I'm from one of those backgrounds, but I have no idea what goes on in the boardroom. So I thought, well, why don't we have a scheme where, the board members of Hachette UK meet with people, mentor people who apply, who see themselves in the future saying, I'd like to be in a boardroom.
The SDG Children's Book Club. It was about creating an annotated reading list for children aged between 6 to 12 around the Sustainable Development Goals.
Being co-lead of the Women in Technology group at Sage is a real privilege, because as the industry becomes more and more digital, like we evolve, we transform, we're really going to need diversity in lots of those roles.
The AgeWise network tries to promote the benefits and advantages of an intergenerational company. One of our sort of main focuses is to ensure that the interests of people in the company who are over 50 are looked after and met.
the Social Science for Social Justice series. So this is a series of academic books firmly situated in the social sciences that are platforming authors of colour.
My proudest day was actually last month for East and Southeast Asian Lit Fest at Foyles, which my friend Joanna Lee and I launched, and it was the very first East and Southeast Asian Literary Festival in the UK.
Recently I stepped in to lead the digital transformation of the Sage Research Methods platform. We delivered a successful launch on the redesign, and we also went on to win the Best Publisher User Experience Award as well.
At the risk of sounding cheesy, every time an author puts a book out, we publish probably just one book a month, so about 10 to 12 books a year. Those every time feels like a huge achievement.
I set up Bookouture Deutschland. It's been absolutely without doubt the most exciting thing I have done in publishing.
I think sometimes people don't quite grasp how huge the publishing industry is.
I think a lot of people don't know the sheer amount of work that goes into creating each book. So how many people, how many departments are involved.
People don't quite realise the range of skills that are needed in publishing. For example, if you're a computer programmer, you'd be great in the IT department. If you're an illustrator, you'd be amazing in the design team, making book covers, designing book covers. And if you speak, a couple of languages, our foreign rights team would absolutely love you.
I think you can range from being an extreme introvert to being a wild extrovert who could probably work in publicity like me.
There's a lot more digital roles as well now, a lot more technical roles.
Innovation really is at the heart of any industry, and it's definitely at the heart of the publishing industry.
In terms of the future of academic publishing, something that I really hope is that it becomes a trusted voice for a range of communities.
We always come down to the simple fact it's about trust, and it's definitely about making sure that we have the solid foundation by which society needs to base its decisions, and that is incredibly powerful.
I think that publishing in a kind of short to distant future is going to be massively digital. I think with emerging technologies and AI, it's really maintaining that integrity. That is where the value of our industry comes from. It's informing policy, informing debate, advancing research, challenging misinformation.
I hope that the future of publishing is even broader and more inclusive than it's trying to be right now. I hope that it looks really different, really unexpected, really just like something that we can't picture yet, like a utopia.